Doyuk stood firm, a solitary figure against the encroaching darkness. Before him loomed Vehum, a being of immense power and cruelty. The air crackled with anticipation. This was a battle Doyuk couldn't afford to lose.
My heart pounds with a mix of fear and determination. Failure is not an option.
Vehum, a monstrous entity fueled by malice, towered over Doyuk. His eyes blazed with unholy light, promising pain and destruction.
My grip tightens on the hilt of my sword. Its familiar weight is a source of comfort. I am their shield, their champion against the encroaching darkness. I will not falter. I will not yield.
Doyuk was not alone in this fight. Blas, his loyal companion, stood by his side, a beacon of hope in the face of despair.
Knowing our enemy, we have prepared for this confrontation.
Doyuk carried with him special metals, their properties capable of weakening even Vehum's formidable defenses.
With a swift, practiced motion, I hurl the metals towards Vehum.
The air crackled as they flew, leaving trails of shimmering light in their wake. Each metal was imbued with specific properties, each designed to exploit a weakness in Vehum's defenses. Their impact resonated with a deafening boom, shaking the very foundations of the battlefield. Vehum, enraged by this unexpected assault, roared in defiance. His form twisted and contorted, morphing into something even more monstrous, even more terrifying.
This is me at my most powerful, an abomination fueled by pure, unadulterated rage.
Gone was the illusion of humanity Vehum had once possessed. In its place stood a creature of nightmares, its body a grotesque tapestry of fangs, claws, and shadow.
The very air around me crackles with dark energy, forming a visible aura of menace.
The ground beneath him began to crack and split, unable to bear the weight of his transformed state. From his maw poured a torrent of unholy fire, incinerating everything in its path. Undeterred, Doyuk reached into his pouch and retrieved a handful of angel feathers. These feathers, imbued with divine energy, were his secret weapon, his last line of defense against Vehum's overwhelming power.
These feathers, they hold the power of the divine. They might just be our saving grace.
Each feather shimmered with an ethereal light, a beacon of hope against the encroaching darkness. With a whispered prayer, Doyuk activated the feathers, channeling their celestial energy into his own being.
Please grant me your strength.
A surge of power coursed through him, invigorating his weary muscles and sharpening his senses.
Doyuk, I can feel it, the shift in power. Now let's strike.
Blas, sensing the shift in power, unleashed his own abilities. Beams of pure energy erupted from his hands, striking Vehum with the force of 1,000 lightning strikes. Blas's attacks, amplified by the surrounding metals, were having a visible effect on Vehum, weakening his defenses and slowing his movements. The tide of the battle began to turn. Doyuk, empowered by the angel feathers and aided by Blas's relentless assault, pressed his attack. His movements were a blur of motion, each strike precise and deadly.
How is this possible?
Vehum, weakened by the combined assault, found himself on the defensive, his movements sluggish and uncoordinated. With a surge of adrenaline, Doyuk lunged forward, his sword aimed at Vehum's exposed flank. The blade met flesh with a sickening thud, drawing a roar of pain from the monstrous creature.
This ends now, Vehum.
Vehum staggered backward, his form flickering, as the combined effects of the metals, the feathers, and Blas's attacks took their toll. Victory, once a distant hope, now seemed within reach. Victory came at a price. Doyuk, though triumphant, was battered and bruised. The exertion of the battle, the strain of channeling celestial energy had taken its toll. He collapsed to his knees, his body trembling with fatigue.
We did it. It's over.
Blas, equally spent, slumped beside him, his breathing ragged but his spirit unbroken. They had done it. They had defeated Vehum, a feat many had deemed impossible.
We fought well, Doyuk, but the world, it's still a dangerous place.
As the adrenaline faded, the true cost of the battle became apparent. The ground around them was littered with the remnants of the conflict, a testament to the raw power that had been unleashed. Victory had come at a price paid in blood, sweat, and tears. News of Vehum's defeat spread like wildfire, igniting hope in the hearts of those who had resigned themselves to despair. Doyuk's victory was a turning point, a beacon of light in the encroaching darkness.
This victory, It's just the beginning. There are still many battles to be fought.
Yet the war was far from over. Vahum was but one of many threats that plagued their world.
For now, we rest. Tomorrow, we fight again.
The echoes of the battle would reverberate throughout the land, inspiring others to rise up and fight for their freedom. Doyuk's name would be etched in legend, a symbol of hope for generations to come. And as he looked out over the horizon, he knew that his journey was far from over. The battle had been won, but the war raged on. The indomitable spirit of those who refused to yield would continue to shine.